Hi everyone. Today we're diving into something super important for all us writers, and that's self care. Being a writer is not just about hitting our word counts or finishing chapters. Taking care of ourselves is just as crucial for keeping the creative juices flowing. Now, this is something I had to remind myself of constantly throughout the past month of doing Camp NaNoWriMo. And as a quick aside, you can check out the description below for an update on my progress for my Writing Journey 2.0 project. Remember, you don't have to do all of the things that we'll talk about, and certainly not all at once. Choose the ones that resonates with you and feels good for you to do. So let's talk about how we can stay healthy and happy on our writing journeys. Alright, I will be breaking self care into three sections: physical self care, mental and emotional self care, and creative self care. And I also have some bonus tips for you at the end, so stay tuned for that. Now, I will give you a few self care options and tips in each of the sections that you can choose from. So let's first look at physical self care. The first tip here is to prioritize sleep. We all know how great it feels to wake up refreshed. When we're well rested, our brains just work better. We get more ideas and we are more focused. So make sure you're getting a good night's sleep. The second tip is to exercise regularly. Exercise isn't just good for the body, it's awesome for the mind too. Whether it's a quick walk or a yoga session or hitting the gym, moving your body can clear your head and get you ready to tackle the page. The next tip for physical self care is nutrition. A balanced diet fuels us with the energy that we need to power through our writing sessions. So make sure to keep the snacks healthy if you can, and try not to skip meals because you will feel much better when you do. And then the final tip in physical self care is to take breaks. Stepping away from your desk can be refreshing and even spark new ideas. So give yourself the permission to chill out every now and then. Now, the next section is mental and emotional self care. And the first tip here is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is a game changer when it comes to managing your stress, whether it's meditating, deep breathing, or just enjoying the moment. Being mindful helps us to stay grounded. The next tip is journaling. Now, journaling can be a writer's best friend. It helps us to process our emotions, it clears the mind, and it might even give you some story ideas as you're busy with it. So, if you haven't already, give it a try. The next tip for mental and emotional self care is to set boundaries. Boundaries are crucial. Say no to distractions and interruptions. You need to protect your writing time and space. And the final tip for mental and emotional self care is to seek support. You don't have to go at it alone. Reach out to friends or family, or if you need to, join a writing group. Sharing your ups and downs can make the journey less lonely and more motivating. I know it helps me quite a lot. The next section is creative self care. The first tip here is to explore other creative outlets. Sometimes taking a break from writing and diving into other creative pursuits can be super refreshing. Try painting or playing music or any other hobby that sparks your interest. You'll be surprised what it does for your writing creativity. The next step is to read for pleasure. Reading for pleasure is the perfect way to relax and to find inspiration. Lose yourself in a good book because you deserve it. The final tip for creative self care is to take time for reflection. Take some time to reflect on your goals and achievements. Celebrating small wins can boost your confidence and motivation. Even if it's something as small as dancing to your favorite song at the end of a working day when you've met your writing goal, like I do. It sounds silly, but celebrating those small victories really helps to keep that momentum going. And as I said earlier in the episode, I have a bonus for you where I want to give you some tips on balancing your writing with the other things in your life. So let's look at a few tips here. The first one is to set realistic writing goals. Setting goals is great, And there are a lot of resources out there that will help you find a way to do it that fits with who you are. But the key is to keep them realistic. Avoid setting yourself up for burnout or overwhelm by pacing yourself. And that's exactly what I did for Camp NaNoWriMo this month. Because I have taken quite a long break from writing. If you've seen any of my previous episodes, you will know what I'm talking about. And I didn't just assume that I would be able to hit my usual word count goal that I did back then. So I lowered my target by more than half of what I used to be able to accomplish in a month to give myself grace and also to ensure that I didn't start off the project with a negative spiral of doubt and overwhelm. The next tip I want to give you is to designate work and rest spaces. Having a separate space for work and relaxation can help you focus when you need to write and unwind when you need a break. Now, I know this one doesn't always work for everyone. We do have restrictions to our space, but if not separate spaces, then try to set up some kind of ritual or practice or habit that reminds your brain what you are trying to accomplish in that moment, whether you want to focus for work or whether you want to unwind and take a break. And then the final tip is to practice saying no. Learning to say no can be a big help in managing your time. Prioritize tasks that align with your goals and don't be afraid to decline things that will distract you from what you're trying to accomplish. And once again, this one can get tricky because of the responsibilities that we might have in our lives. But just remember, you won't be able to give your everything to everyone else if there is nothing left in you to give. So make sure that you take care of yourself first, and then you will have more energy to share with the people around you. And remember, taking care of yourself is key to keeping the creativity flowing. Now, let me know in the comments below how you practice self-care. And if you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next episode. So until next time, may your creativity flow freely and your fingers dance upon the keys. Keep writing with joy and stay connected. Cheers.